What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dummiez on the Hardwood. Happy New Year's. I'm Bobby, Isaac, Bennie, three dummies bringing you our unfiltered takes and opinions on topics and storylines surrounding the NBA. Today's episode, we will be discussing the Jimmy Butler saga and the future of the Phoenix Suns. But before we go into that, do you guys have any shout-outs?
No, shout out to all the new subscribers. We got 6 new subscribers. Our goal is to get as much as we can by the end of the year. Let's go
Let's go for 1,000. Let's go for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
Maybe we'll have like a giveaway or something.
Yeah. 1,000 subs would be great. Let's start 2025 on the right foot. Thank you all for the support.
Not like the Miami Heat.
Yeah, speaking of the Miami Heat, they didn't start off on a high note to begin the year. Jimmy Butler the other day stated, "I want to get my joy back." And to preface, this actually began, I think it was a season ago when Miami lost the first round series to Boston. Basically, what Jimmy Butler said was if he was healthy, the Heat would have beat the Celtics. You know, could have, because the year prior they did. So that's believable. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Pat Riley basically called out Jimmy Butler and said, "If you're not playing, you better shut your ass up."
His exact quote was, for him to say that, I thought, is that Jimmy trolling or is that Jimmy serious? If you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut.
That's basically it. Yeah. So there's part of the issue. Another part of the issue is the contract. Jimmy Butler wanted a contract. He wanted to get and yeah, I'm shaking my head too. He doesn't deserve a new contract with his age.
This is a whole Minnesota Timberwolves redo.
He just wanted what was he making? He was making $40 million, and he wanted to get a new contract for $50 million.
I think he was guaranteed $52 million for the year.
Somewhere around along those lines. But basically, I'm with Pat Riley on this one. No, I'm not giving Jimmy Butler a contract. With what? Dude, you're 35 years old. Yeah, you made it to the finals with a few years back, the bubble season. But where have you been since? Nowhere. Dude, we're paying you this much. Where you want this contract, dude, you have to be able to lead us. And plus, too, I also give it to Pat Riley. Pat Riley, you know, you've had 4 years to do something with this roster. And you have not done anything. You struck out on Damian Lillard. You struck out on Bradley Beal. You didn't give Jimmy Butler the help he needed.
And now they don't want Bradley Beal.
Yeah, now they don't want Bradley
Beal
now. So this is a two-way street. This is on Pat Riley for not improving this Heat roster, but it's also Jimmy Butler for being a crybaby right now. That's what he is.
I don't know, man. Look, like I said, am I surprised with Jimmy Butler doing this? Not really, because Jimmy, we all know he's got that outlandish attitude. He's always going to be himself and stuff like that. But for him to come out and say, like, there's no more joy in playing the game that he loves, man, you know, to his credit, like, he's one of those fringe superstars. Like, I wouldn't say a superstar. He's a fringe superstar. Could he carry a team? He's proven he can carry a team, but, I mean, at this rate, he's like, what, 36 years old?
34, 35 years old.
35, 36, whatever the case may be. I mean, that's just a whole bunch of drama down there in South Beach, man. That's why the Heat have been struggling all year. I feel like there's something going on inside, you know what I mean? But for him to come out and talk about, like, oh, you know, what he said was, you know, unfair and basically to the effect of, like, it was messed up what Pat Riley said. I'm like, dude, this is like 7 months ago, almost a year ago, bro. You're getting butthurt over that?
Let that go, dude.
Man, like, bro, now he's like, what? You just saw this? I feel like there's more going on than what's being led. You know, because for him to come out like a whole ass year later and bring that up, I feel like there was something going on. There's something brewing, right? You know, and I remember Jimmy Butler said, like, he didn't want to go nowhere else, man. And I look at him going back on his word again. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, I want to make Miami my home. It's like, all right, you said that like almost a year ago, and now look at this now. Now we're in the same position. Now you want out. Nobody wants you, bro. Nobody's going to want an aging 35-year-old veteran with an injury history.
Some teams do. Some teams will want him.
Lakers.
The only thing is, it's like a two-way street. I could see you guys doing that. It's a two-way street. Pat Riley never did any trades. They never, the biggest thing they did was Terry Rozier.
Terry Rozier.
I mean, they got Hawkins. I thought Hawkins was a really good pick.
Yeah, but
did they get anybody to bolster
No.
Miami?
No,
they didn't.
no, they didn't.
They didn't make a move.
Because,
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they promised Jimmy Butler will get you help. I'm pretty sure after that one surprise run, but they also struck out on Giannis. But I kind of feel bad. Butler, I feel bad that he kind of made this public and he kind of threw his teammates under the bus. Like, he's happy outside of the organization, but he's throwing his teammates under the bus.
But again, like, remember what I said earlier? This shouldn't surprise us about Jimmy Butler's outlandish attitudes. Remember, he was the same dude who called out Cat in the middle of a practice for being fucking soft. Right? He's the same coach who called out Fred Hoiberg to his face and said, "You're fucking soft." Right? So the point I'm getting at is, like, am I surprised Jimmy Butler did this? No. But I'm just more surprised at the timing in which he did it. It's like we're starting the new year. It's like new year, new Butler. Like, what's going on?
It's like what's going. It's like similar to what's going on with Trae Young. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Is Trae Young happy in Atlanta? No,
Not really.
no, he's not happy.
I would argue he's happier.
He's happier, but is he happy in Atlanta with the way they're going?
They're in the playoffs, so he should be happy about that.
Yeah, but I guess based off what I'm seeing with Trae Young, you could see in his body language and his effort level, you could tell he's just checked out.
And are we tying this back up to Jimmy Butler?
To Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The way Trae Young is handling it, Trae Young is like, yeah, he wants to go. I want to go, but I'm not going to be able. I'm not going to show it through my actions like Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's just vocal about it. He's like, I don't want to be here. Trae Young is just Trae Young missed a couple games this year due to an illness. And then the Hawks got fined because they quote unquote made a mistake with the injury report. Like, come on. Trae Young is checked out in Atlanta.
I don't think so.
I think he is slightly.
I don't know, but I mean, I guess.
But with the point I'm getting at is that Jimmy Butler, the way Jimmy Butler is just taking this too far, and Pat Riley he should have made a move a few years back.
I do agree. Look, like, at the end of the day, but it's the role of the player, man. I mean, yes, there's only so much you can control as a player, right? We'll be real about it. But at the same time, it's like, you got to be able to keep those emotions in check.
Butler's known as a hothead, though.
No, and I do, like I said, yeah, Jimmy Butler's always known for his outlandish attitudes and for his outlandish speech. He's not afraid to speak his mind, but like I said, this could have been handled a lot better than how Jimmy Butler had did it. And yes, I do agree to Isaac's point. I think he threw his teammates underneath the bus, but as a management for the Miami Heat, I think you failed Jimmy Butler because you probably promised him the opportunity to win a ring in Miami, and you didn't fulfill on that.
You came close twice.
Yeah, you came close twice. Close doesn't matter.
Close
it don't
twice,
matter.
but you didn't. But see, you didn't bolster the roster.
It didn't matter.
That's on Pat Riley.
Yep.
It's on Pat Riley, and it's on Jimmy Butler.
But it's also too at the same time with that the time the Heat went on, was it 2023? Yeah, 2023 when they went on that little run throughout the playoffs. It's the same thing that we were talking about the Mavericks. It's not thrown underneath the bus, but the Heat just got hot. That was it. And you have a great coach. And when you have a great coach who knows how to execute a game plan, you got players who are playing, right? Doesn't matter about the talent on the other team, right? Yes, I do agree that the Heat didn't really do much after, the playoffs. They didn't really do anything to wow me. And then they fell back to the 8th spot. They got booted out the next year. So they came back down to earth. So the Heat failed Jimmy Butler. They really failed Jimmy Butler. I have to say that. It's time to start over in Miami.
Yeah, it is time to start over in Miami. But so if they were to hit the reset button, where would Jimmy Butler go?
Nowhere. He's staying in Miami.
The preferred destinations are Phoenix, Houston, Dallas, and Golden State. Where do you guys see Jimmy Butler realistically fitting?
Nowhere. I think he's going to stay in Miami. They're just going to wait out his contract.
Yeah, I mean, also, yeah, I agree to an extent, because his bloated ass contract, and nobody's gonna want.
Somebody's gonna bite.
Somebody's gonna take a bite.
Somebody's gonna bite.
If you're in win now mode, I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors would make a move at him.
No, there was a news report. They said they're not interested. Unfortunately, they're more targeting Vucevic, which I think makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, but again, like when we see what happens, right? But the Warriors would make more sense if they're in win now mode, but I do agree the Vucevic trade Vucevic would make a better ideal situation for the Warriors. That being said, I think Butler realistically gets traded to Phoenix.
Here, and this is what I was going to,
You know?
that kind of segues into my next point. You know, I was watching Stephen A. Smith go on his rant about this whole saga that's going on in South Beach. And, you know, he brought up a good point. You know, Golden State has Steph Curry, Draymond Green. You add Jimmy Butler to that locker room. Yeah, it's a little fiery in there. You know, Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. Okay. You hypothetically goes to Dallas. Luka, Kyrie. Do they realistically need Jimmy Butler? Not really.
No, they're good.
Not really.
No.
If you send him out to Houston, you blow up that core that you already have going on. And you would also provide that veteran leadership. But you already have that there in Houston. You have Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks.
And Jeff Green.
You know? He makes the most sense to go to Phoenix because Phoenix needs that person that's going to kick them in the ass. Jimmy Butler brings that leadership to Phoenix. He will light up Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. He will light their ass up because right now, let's be real. Phoenix, bunch of cupcakes. They're soft.
Phoenix is soft. Yes, I do agree.
Jimmy Butler.
Tried to tell you guys.
Jimmy Butler. I mean, we've said Jimmy Butler. We've said the Phoenix Suns
Phoenix
are
is
soft.
cupcakes, but I still think the talent level is
But adding
great.
Jimmy Butler would elevate their level of emotion. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So
I agree.
The only hindrance is you can't make that trade happen unless Bradley Beal okays the trade because he's got a no trade clause.
Oh yeah, Beal said he don't want to go there. No.
No. The bottom line is Bradley Beal would have to waive his no trade clause in order to go to Miami, and I'm not sure if Miami wants him.
Well, regardless, that wouldn't make them a championship contender team.
But also too, like if you really look at it, you're basically trading two injury prone superstars. You really, it's a gamble. It's a high risk, high reward.
It's a high risk, high reward. But to me, if the Phoenix Suns were to get Jimmy Butler, I think that would elevate the Phoenix Suns.
Absolutely not.
I agree
Because the Phoenix Suns need somebody that's gonna light them up.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying they're gonna contend out. They're
Absolutely
gonna come
not.
out the West, but they'll make them a legit contender. Because right now
Absolutely
Phoenix does
not.
Yeah,
not
they
look
would
like
be
a
a
legit
contender.
contender.
No, they would not.
You guys explain.
No, they would not.
Explain.
Did you not see the short I put out earlier?
Explain it. Explain. No.
Injury prone
explain to the
KD.
fans. Explain to the
Injury
fans.
prone Jimmy Butler.
Say it to the camera, bro.
Injury prone superstars and what? D Booker and a bunch of role players that don't know how to play. Especially that big old tub of lard, Nurk.
I mean, I look at this Phoenix Suns team and I'm like, God damn, this team looked like a super team that LeBron had. You know, you got two superstars. You got two superstars. You got two superstars, and you got a bunch of role players. You got a bunch of role players.
Bro, dude, this roster's way more talented than LeBron's roster, bro.
No, do not dare compare this team to LeBron.
No way.
If you're building a championship team, if you were to look back 15 years ago, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, who's surrounded by them?
Yeah, Kevin
Bunch
Love.
of one-dimensional players who can shoot and defend. Look at the Phoenix Suns.
Defend.
Look at the Suns.
I heard defend. The
Look at the
Suns
Phoenix
can't
Suns
defend
right
to save
now.
their lives.
Look at the Phoenix Suns right now.
Oh,
Devin
man.
Booker, Kevin Durant, two superstars. Look at the
agree.
role players. Bunch of one-dimensional role players, 3-and-D players to cover it up.
But
for
you
Devin
need
Booker.
3-and-D players
There's no
these
D in
days.
You
Phoenix.
do.
Wait, no,
There's
wait,
no
no,
D in Phoenix.
no.
There's no D in
No.
Phoenix. There's no defense.
So the point that I'm getting at is that Phoenix right now, to me, looks like they are in some deep trouble and they're floundering.
I agree.
And it's due
agree.
to injuries.
Yes,
and
it's injuries.
I know we said that earlier in the year we were still up. Me and you were high on
Excuses.
Phoenix. Me and you were high on Phoenix, and we had the Suns hater over here.
Foolishly.
We had the Suns hater over here.
Nah, I'm not hating. It's just facts that they're
But
not. They can't
bro,
stay
stop
healthy.
But the bottom
Stop
line,
it.
but the bottom
Stop
line
it.
is, I think the Suns are in deep trouble. If they don't, they don't have the assets to make a move when they mortgage their future to trade for Kevin Durant. You know, I felt like when the Suns had a great team going into that 2021, 2022
2021, yep.
2021 NBA Finals. You know, Mikal Bridges, campaign.
Cam Johnson.
Well,
That was a deep roster.
That was a deep roster, and then when they blew it up for Kevin Durant,
It's like, for what?
it's like what the Lakers did after they won their championship. They blew up the roster, And look what happened. You end up next season being a first round exit.
It just goes back to what we said. It ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's why I applaud Boston, man. They didn't break it. They kept going. They kept working. Was working for them, you know. But yeah, the Phoenix Suns, to me, they're floundering.
But
they need some help.
Like I said, I think if Jimmy Butler goes to Phoenix, Phoenix is elevated to a title contender.
How is that going to make it happen?
Title contender.
No.
Yeah.
How is that?
Absolutely not.
How is that going to happen?
Absolutely not.
How is that going to happen?
I mean, look, like at the end of the day, Bradley Beal's going to have to accept his trade clause. Yes, he's going to have to accept his trade clause.
He's going to have to waive his trade clause.
Yeah, basically waive it.
He's not going to.
Well, if he does, in a hypothetical situation, say he waives it, and then you ship out. I mean, the Heat really don't need another guard or point guard because they got Tyler Hero who's run the show. But maybe if you could ship off one of your young pieces, you know what I mean? Like maybe like a also Iguodala or Ryan Dunn who's been playing really good.
They're not going to do that.
Ryan Dunn.
I know
he's
they're
the only young player.
I know they wouldn't do it. I'm just saying in a hypothetical situation. In a hypothetical situation, they got to do that. And if they did that, they're going to win a chip. Not win a chip. But they're going to be title contenders.
No, they would.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. They definitely would. I think so. I think so.
The Suns right now, I think, are 11th out west.
Okay.
11th or 12th.
The Spurs are better than...
What do you mean and?
Okay. What do you mean and?
This
isn't the Eastern Conference.
Look, I don't want to hear nothing from Isaac. Isaac said... Remember when Isaac said Devin Booker can't create his own shot?
That's stupid,
Remember,
bro.
that was the most stupidest contract. Stupidest thing I've heard.
Yet all his stats are down.
Stupidest thing I've heard.
Yet all his stats are down.
Look at Devin Booker highlights. Look at Devin Booker highlights on YouTube. Look at his highlights.
Look at his stats this year.
Devin Booker's a shot creator.
He's a shot creator.
Devin Booker's a shot creator. Look it up. Look it up, Isaac. Look it up.
Average.
Look it up.
I'm not saying he can't create his own shot, but he's
average.
He's average.
How is he? How is he average?
He's average.
The dude puts up damn near fucking 30 points per game. And he's average.
When? Like 3 years ago?
I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Man, that's a troll.
I don't want to hear that. That's a troll.
The Suns are a joke. Even if they got Butler, they're not a contender.
Hey,
they'll
Isaac
get
looks like a
smacked out
clown
the
right
West.
I agree. They're not a contender. But you got to see the reality for what it is. Devin Booker is a shot creator. And he's great at what he does.
And if you add Jimmy Butler to the mix, you get some defense on that perimeter.
You don't
buckets.
You don't score.
You'll get buckets.
You don't score 70 points and not know how to create a shot. I just don't understand that. You don't score 40 points and not know how to create a shot.
I agree.
Devin Booker is a shot creator. Isaac, Google Devin Booker highlights.
I want to know who is his team. Who is
Devin
his team?
Booker. Devin Booker, shot creator.
Who was his team when he scored those 70 points?
Isaac's a troll, right? Isaac's a troll, right?
Who else was going to do the damn scoring?
Isaac's a troll, right?
Tell me who else was going to do that.
He had a shitty roster, bro.
Okay, so he has to score 70 points.
But even when he had Kevin Durant and Chris Paul, he still created his own shot.
Come on, man. Come on.
He's a troll. He's a troll.
The Suns are a joke. They're not winning anything anytime soon.
They're not.
Even if they trade for Butler, it doesn't make a move.
They won't.
They're not.
I personally think it does.
How?
I just explained it earlier.
How?
Did you listen?
How?
Did you listen to what I said earlier?
Yes. Did you listen to what I said earlier?
I listened to what you said earlier, bro. I got my own opinion, bro. Come on. I stand on business, bro. I stand on business, bro. Yes, I do.
I don't want to hear what you guys say. Isaac Devin Booker can't create a shot. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
He's average.
Nah, he's not average. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Delusional.
Anyways, the Phoenix Suns, I agree. I think we can all agree in unison that the Phoenix Suns are in trouble right now. And it doesn't look pretty good for them right now.
They're done. They're gonzo. They'll be a playing team.
Yeah,
they'll probably Phoenix Suns. Yeah,
they'll probably
Phoenix Suns is probably gonna be like
they're probably a playing team.
And they'll get either smacked up.
The most I'll give them is 6th. That's the most.
No, not even 6.
I'll give him 6. I'll give him 6, bro.
With Kawhi Leonard, if he stays healthy,
I'll give him 6.
Not even.
I'll give him 6,
not even.
man.
Not even.
Phoenix Suns, you Matt Ishmael, you had a bright future. James Jones, you guys had a bright future going. You had a great future.
That reminds me, James Jones.
And you blew it up.
James Jones, we're going to implement KD like he's never been implemented before. We're going to unlock his full potential.
And meanwhile, you're going to trade Cam Johnson and what's his face, Mikal Bridges and picks to Brooklyn. And you mortgage your future.
Hear me out then. When Jimmy Butler said, I want to get my joy back, he ain't getting his joy in Miami. He's not.
What makes you think he's going to be
How
Phoenix?
is that going to happen?
No.
if
Just said
Bradley
it.
Beal does not waive his no trade clause. How is that going to happen?
I just
take
said
out the
he's-
hypothetical. Take out the
I just said if he waives his no trade clause, you give up some
He's
young
not
pieces.
going to.
Grayson Allen's gonna be gone.
He's not
Grayson Allen's
going
gonna be
to.
gone. Yes. They're gonna ship out some more. Shit, trade Nurkic.
So here's the
Trade
thing.
Nurk. Get rid
they
of him,
can
bro.
only. The thing is, they can't do that. They have to match salaries. So the only logic.
Bradley Beal makes sense. He's
Can
gonna
I finish
do it.
my damn point before you
go
start
ahead,
yelling
Isaac. Go
into
ahead,
the mic?
Isaac. Go ahead,
The only
Isaac.
logical trade is Bradley Beal. If Bradley Beal doesn't waive it, they have no path
Okay,
to
yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
If he doesn't waive it,
I can't finish.
I just said.
Let me finish. So they can only match salaries with salaries. They can't do multiple players and get one player back.
Right,
So they're
yeah.
screwed either way.
Right, they're-
And who's going to take a big old tug
Right.
of load like
and that's what I'm
frickin'
saying.
Nurkic?
And to piggyback off what Isaac said, what assets does Phoenix have? What assets? In a realistic world, Jimmy Butler going there, Bradley Beal waives his no trade clause, great. But is that realistically gonna happen? No.
They gonna make it work. That's all I gotta say.
How?
It's not gonna make it work.
They
I
said
just
most
explained
likely
it.
it's going to be a third
Isaac, it's
team.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it's a third. Yeah, it's a third day. Yeah,
It's Groundhog
third team's
Day,
gonna be
Isaac.
Who's going to be still? Wait a minute. The Wizards. Jimmy Butler to the Wizards, people.
Detroit. Shit, Detroit.
Oh, well,
Purgatory.
No,
NBA Purgatory.
They
I
are
can see the
not
Clippers being
purgatory.
involved. I can see the Clippers being involved in
But
this.
speaking of that,
I can see the Clippers being involved.
the Heat,
Wait, really quick before they did talk about his the odds are that Jimmy will end up in Memphis. What do you guys think about that? It's an interesting
it's an interesting fit. I could see him fitting in
but
Memphis.
what would they have to give up?
Zach Edey.
No, they're not giving up Zach
Absolutely
Edey.
not.
Yeah.
Desmond Bain.
They're gonna have to give up Desmond Bain or
Zach
Brandon
Edey.
Clark.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Brandon Clark.
Or Marcus Smart, because Marcus Smart been he been out there in trade rumors for a while.
That's true.
So, but that would be an interesting fit if he goes to Memphis. I think he puts them up there in contention. And then I'd be like, okay,
I
then
could see
Memphis
that.
would be really good.
Yeah.
Memphis would be really good. But
All right. Sorry. Back to your point, Bubby.
Shoot. Where was I going with that? Yeah, the Phoenix Suns, getting potentially Jimmy Butler. This is a very interesting way to start off the new year with Jimmy Butler wanting to get his joy back, quote unquote. The other day
Which
it was
is
just
the
Christmas time, bro.
The
It was
other
Christmas.
The other day he got blown out. The Heat got blown out by 36 points to the Utah Jazz.
Ouch.
To the Utah Jazz.
I mean, the loss of the Pacers makes sense because I don't know if you guys saw him pregame. He just looked like he was just hoisting up shots. He didn't really give a fuck.
yeah, but
man. He was just done.
36 points to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, I mean,
and he was checked out. So
Yeah, he was checked out.
Personally, I think what Pat Riley may do. This is just my, my thought. I think that Jimmy Butler will be traded before the February 6th deadline,
I doubt it.
and I think what's going to happen, my prediction. I hope I'm wrong, but he gets shipped out to Houston and they blow up that court.
I don't think so.
well, like I said earlier, if they can find a third team out there, a Phoenix is gonna make it happen. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah,
They're gonna
I
make
could
it
see-
happen.
I could
They
see
will
that
make it
happening.
happen.
Anyways, you guys got anything else?
What do you guys think about the De'Aaron Fox? There's a rumor that he got Mike Brown fired.
No, I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, rumors start for who's the rumor? Who said it?
An NBA executive, because apparently Mike Brown tried to hold him to superstar status, which De'Aaron Fox was
You
a fan
should
of.
be held, bro, because you are the superstar of that team. You are the unquestionable leader in the franchise.
But according to them, he didn't like it, so he's like,
well,
"Hey, he
I
gotta
mean,
go."
Tough luck, man.
Look, I mean, if the rumor is true and De'Aaron Fox did that, then he lost credibility for me as being a leader. But I doubt it. It seems like they had a great relationship. Probably not. But there's always two sides to a story.
Yep.
So I definitely think that Mike Brown got fired because he was the outcast. He didn't perform as expected in Sacramento, and when you don't perform as expected, you don't get fired.
But the thing is,
It's a two-way street.
even the front office, they didn't want to get rid of him.
Two-way street.
So why would they fire him out of the blue?
It's a two-way street.
I don't know. You see, like I said,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah,
Why would they fire him out
it's a
of
two-way street.
Why would they fire him out of the blue?
He just signed an extension. Smells very odd to me.
I just
Yeah.
think if I'm being I think it's just a way to appease De'Aaron Fox. And I think this is just the way this is another layer to what we've been talking about the NBA landscape nowadays. Is just when a team is underperforming, the first person that they look at is the coach. They don't look at the GM, they don't look at the owner, they don't look at any of that shit. Because if you look out there in Sacramento, they ain't done jack shit.
They
haven't done nothing.
I know, and I agree with you. I would contend this point though. Like I said earlier, if you the coach, you running the show, right? It's your job to put the players in the right position, right? So if you've been doing that for 3-4 years and you ain't winning shit, something's got to change.
And that's where I'm leading to, and that's what I'm saying. It's just. Right now it's just Mike Brown didn't do a great job. I felt like, and I've harped on it before in previous episodes, but you should have played Jay Crowder because he's just sitting on that bench. You need somebody that plays defense. Also, too, in the front office, what the fuck are you doing, Sacramento? What the fuck are you doing? You want to trade for? You're interested in Kyle Kuzma?
Zach LaVine?
I'm sorry, but I thought you guys needed somebody that actually plays defense. Come on, Sacramento. Wake up. Wake the fuck up. Come on, guys. You don't have that much time before De'Aaron Fox requests a trade.
Let alone Sabonis.
Sabonis, too. You guys have a young, promising core. Play Jay Crowder or trade for somebody defensive-minded. Go after a Cam Johnson. Somebody that plays defense. God, you guys are so frustrating. You guys are a highly, highly great team to watch. I love the offense in Sacramento, but I just like to see some defense at least.
Actually, their defense isn't bad. They're like 15th. They're like average. So the fact that they're horrible in clutch games, though.
But I mean, like the hire Doug Christie, he took over.
Yeah, but it's still at the bottom line is you still need to improve your defense. You have to start playing players that play defense, and you got to play Jay Crowder.
They don't know defense. They only know scoring. Remember?
Unfortunately, well, anyways, do you guys have any other points to make?
Phoenix is doomed.
Phoenix is doomed.
Phoenix is definitely not doomed, but they are doomed.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Dummies on the Hardwood. Please like and subscribe on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Also, what would you guys like for us to talk about? Leave comments in the comments section. We do appreciate all the engagement. Before we go, do you guys have any last words?
I would like to request less Dallas hate, but I know that's not gonna happen. So no.
Oh yeah, the Mavericks and Lakers play in Dallas this upcoming Tuesday. It's gonna be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to talk about next week.
And we'll have something to talk about next week. Any other thoughts before we go?
Nope. No, I'm good, man. But thank you all for supporting us. We appreciate the love. Thank you.
On that note, guys, we're out. Good night.